want to be today? That's the words. Do you want to be? Do you want to
Yeah. I almost want to say, what do you want to be? What do you want to be? Because we wear all kinds of hats every day, man.
what you want to be? It's so funny. This morning I woke up, my daughter came in, and I feel my daughter's energy. And I just start singing her. I'm like, you are free to be whatever you want to be. Who gives a crap when anybody else sees? You get to do you and be happy. Be free to be what you want to be. And she looked at me and she's like, Mom, you're so weird. And I'm like, I know. It's a really, really amazing thing to be weird, people. I'm just saying. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest you go for it.
Yeah, why would you want to be something else than this? This is what you have.
I know. Listen, I get it. I really do. And yeah, it's such an interesting ride. It's so funny, guys. So for the listening audience, anybody out there, I so happy to see my dear friend Yanko. For anybody out there who's not caught the show before, this is for no particular reason, episode 101, which is crazy within itself, but we won't go there. And I am your host, Kerri Lewis, alongside my dear friend Yanko Yankov, who, if nothing else, we get to catch up on Fridays for an hour talking about anything, nothing, and everything at all. But as I jumped on the show, I was so excited to talk to you. And then we started talking about tech and hotspots, and I felt myself glaze over. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is why I don't talk about this stuff, because it bores the other shit out of me.
You went and you got your
the glaze is because you know why? God loves you. You're awesome. But if I bring up a tech thing, you can start it's like me talking about, I don't know, skulls. You can go from zero to all this lingo real quickly. And you just see, I feel myself and I'm like, okay, we got flip it. I don't want to be a turkey. I want to be a carrot or whatever. But you said we wear many hats, right? And I love that you said that, because that's truth. And as soon as I jump off this call, I'm gonna put on the mom hat and I'm gonna go take my beautiful daughter's prom dress shopping, because my oldest daughter turns 18 next week and they have prom coming up, and it's just an opportunity to be in the presence of them and watch them experience life the way they see it, and I get to be an observer and then just give them money, which who don't want somebody to just hand you money?
I love it. Well, it's I like observing. It's interesting to see how everything moves around all on its own, and you being part of it, just not actively participating in the happening, maybe at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. But it's a practice, and I have to come back to grounding myself so that I can observe rather than get caught up in the story, because I very often get caught up in the story and have to remind myself I can change it anytime I want,
Right. Sometimes you don't want to change it. You just want to watch. You just want to see where this is going to go. And sometimes you want to participate in the story. So you jump in and see what happens, and then you jump back out.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. So, when I started to talk about the mini hats, that was just a reminder. I don't know if you caught a glimpse on this whole Jim Kerri thing that was going on and everywhere in the past week or so. Did you? No?
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll put it off for another time. But this was another reminder that, because he was the one that did all the characters and everything, and even in interviews, he said, even Jim Kerri, it's a character that I play. So
yeah. So shout out to all the people watching. We got number love for you. Hi, I love this sunshine and the sunglasses and the laughter. So So enlighten me. So this week, I mean, I know that he has talked extensively because it's my understanding he trained under Eckhart Tolle, or at least some person who's really taught him to be in presence, right? This present moment. And as he's experienced being rather than doing, he has spoken extensively to the public about the reality that we wear different hats and we can change our persona and perspective anytime we want. And so what is different now versus what's he shared in the past?
Well, he
And what
didn't share anything new. The whole thing was that somebody that looked like him showed up on some kind of awards in France, and the public was shocked because it was just everything opposite to what he stand for until that moment, and it looked like it was somebody that had plastic surgery. It had like almost it looked like he had his um, face with it. The eyes were kind of off, everything in the way he was speaking. And people were like, is this a clone of Jim Carrey? Or is he said he'll never come back, but now he's coming back and he says, I enjoy this award and everything. And then a couple of days later, somebody came up and said, oh, I was wearing a mask pretending to be Jim Carrey and all that. And now people are like, well, where's Jim Carrey now? Is he still alive or what's going on?
well, the idea that that's what people are focused on cracks me up because hey, whatever, do you?
I know, right?
Um, I'm just saying. Uh Listen, I absolutely love everybody who's sharing. We appreciate every perspective, but just saying, all the girls out there love a thick eyebrow. In fact, I was telling my daughter the other day, I need to get some growth, hair growth stuff, and then I'm going to grow myself a thick eyebrow because I used to have them. And I'm a product of the 90s where like you plucked all the eyebrows off, and now I'm regretting that trend. But anyway,
No,
um
I think um, this viewer of us was talking about my unibrow, which I'm proud of. I love it.
that's what
I
I'm
want
saying. I
I won't change anything about it.
Okay, you know what? I was over in the Middle East a couple weeks ago. Those girls' eyebrows are on fleek. I mean, they're shaped and stuff, but I love a thick eyebrow. Both my babies have amazing eyebrows that are thick, and I'm like, and they laugh at me all the time. They're like, "Mom, you ruin your eyebrows." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Anyway, whatever. Digressing. You know,
I love that we have viewers comments. I mean, this is why we're doing that
I
show.
do.
So
I love it.
I
And to
know.
each their own. Look, the reality is you guys all get to have your own perspective. And that's really what Yanko and I encourage. It's for no particular reason, but we encourage people to have your own perspectives. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. When you show up and do you and honor yourself and what feels good for you, then you experience a lightness of being and energy, and that's your superpower, I believe. So
Yeah.
100%. So I want to talk about something because obviously I was just in the United Arab Emirates and flew home, and then I got a call from my sister saying that they were attacked. And my instinct, my natural knee jerk instinct was to feel fear. But it took me maybe a minute to say, "Wait a minute, that's just a condition. That's a product of what I've been taught I needed to experience, and I can have an entirely different experience over what's unfolding in the world." And so I chose to have a different experience, which kind of lends to what you were saying around different hats, Yanko. And if I know that having a frantic fear-based energy that exists within me creates a frantic fear-based experience externally, why am I going to continue to feed that narrative? I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to ask myself, what do I need to do to come back to peace? To come back to not making up stories in my head. And once you do that, you do experience peace both internally and externally. And what I call like my call to action to others is to maybe just consider a different way of doing things, not right or wrong, good or bad, but just trying something differently that might allow you to have a different experience around what you're observing in the world as it unfolds. Because if you work on here, what you experience out there changes.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I mean, I don't need to like convince anybody. Just all say if it works for you. If it doesn't work, then it's not for you. Then go back and feel whatever you want to feel.
Well, it's also about contrast too. How do you know what works if you don't have experiences that don't
Right,
feel
right,
supportive of you?
right.
You know,
Yeah.
like for me, right? It's so interesting. Even yesterday, I was at a meeting with my daughter's school. We were having like a wrap up of everything that she's done in the 4 years and stuff. And of course, the principal, who I have a wonderful relationship with, is, so how you feeling about your daughter going away to college and turning 18? And I'm like, go. Now I can choose to be sad. I can be like making up a story about how everything's changing and blah. That shit feels terrible. So why would I want to sit in that experience? I'm like, and don't get me wrong, I've had moments, but I'm like, well, this sucks. I don't want to feel like this. What can I do to change it? And then I focus on, how connected we are, and how um why she is and empowered to go off and do life without me. And then I just have a different experience. And that one feels lighter and more true for me. And so that's the one I go with. And it feels amazing because then I go on about my day feeling awesome and creating more awesome things to attract me, because how I experience my internal narrative is what I'm going to attract to me externally.
That's right. I mean, it's different. Everyone has a different point of view, different way of seeing it. If that happens to me, I probably look at it a different way and say, well, every beginning has an end. So, eventually, and that goes about my little guy. Eventually, when he grows up, he's going to have to go to college or, leave the nest and be on his own and, do his thing. Only thing I can do is, prepare him for the future. So
Yeah,
he can, handle all that stuff. So, yeah.
100%. So what
Um,
else? What else you got for me? Listen, I'm chilling today. As I said, Yanko, my life this year, my word is jubilation. If it ain't fun, it ain't for me. If it doesn't bring me joy, it ain't for me. And for the listening audience, I like Yanko. I'm not here to sell you on anything. It's your life. If you want to continue doing the same thing you're doing and you enjoy it, you are miserable, you're happy, you're sad, you're depressed, you're anxiety ridden, it doesn't really um impact me in like the physical sense, because it's your life, you get to have it. But I do encourage you, much like Yanko, to consider a different way of doing things if you don't like what you're experiencing, because then you have a more joy-filled life. And as I shit with it's March 6th. When I think about even just how 2026 has unfolded for me thus far, I have experienced immense joy, so much joy. And even this morning, Nana texted me. He's like, babe, I got invited to be a content creator at another con. So we're going away. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going away again. Woo, woo. And I love it. And so, you know, I really I come on every week, to talk about whatever, but usually it comes back to challenging people to examine their internal stories and beliefs and habits. And they do that because I was in a place in my life that was so bleak and dark and filled with suffering. And I haven't felt depression in 12, 13 years. I think I've thought about that the other day. I haven't really had severe anxiety in a decade or so. Now, there are moments when I get anxious about something coming up, but it's more of an excitement about what's going to unfold rather than this crippling, oh my God, like, how's life going to be? And it's because I changed my perspective and continuously stay curious about, you know, what's coming up for me so I can release it. And that's what I hope for everybody else, because while you get to keep a life of suffering from an energetic standpoint, I want, you knowing peace, joy, love, light, compassion, self-confidence impacts me because we're connected as one. And so I do hope that you all give yourself permission to, I don't know, try something new and see where it takes you. And if it sucks, do something else and do something else.
Yeah, why won't you want to be in exciting mood, or
Yeah.
like you're jumping in this morning and you're like, let's.
Yeah, let's go. I think you froze or I froze. One of us froze. Up.
Yeah, there you go.
Woo!
I mean, internet does. So, and that's the beauty of doing live shows. um,
And I'll just
but
play with blue balls.
wow, there you go.
Well,
uh,
you're right. Like, the reality is that, you and me are good at going with the flow. How often have I texted you like I don't know, a half hour before the show and saying, hey, I'm not showing up? And that is actually, guys, what I really encourage people to give themselves permission to do too. And I work, I mean, I embody what I teach other people. I really do. Even with one of my daughters, she had a whole plan to do something with somebody that means a lot to her. And then last night she's like, Mom, I'm not really vibing it. I kind of want to do something different. And I said to her, do it. Like, you get to experience life on your own terms. You're not a slave to anybody but yourself. So what do you need to do to have fun and chase that fun and honor yourself? You get to change your mind. You get to not show up and do your live show if it doesn't feel good. You get to drink coffee if you want to, anything.
I mean, usually that's the amazing thing about it when you don't know. At least to me, I want to be surprised with a lot of things, and sometimes if the surprise is a little too big, I go like, I wanted a surprise, but like it's over the top. Come on. You know
I want to
what I
hear
mean?
this.
But still, it's
What's an
kind of,
over the top surprise?
I don't know. Like I can't think of something, right off the top of my head, but something that's like, you'll get a little surprise. Maybe you'll get a flat tire or something else, but sometimes things are going so well that you go like, oh my God, things are just going too much. It's just like too much happening.
That's so crazy to me. I was thinking about that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this show on blast. My twin sister told me about this show called Shrinking. Right, it's on Apple TV with Harrison Ford and other people. I don't know. Anyway, it's a comedy, or it was supposed to be a comedy. But I just started watching the same story unfold all the time. It's like everything's going so good, so shit has to hit the fan. Like, this couple gets along so well, so somebody cheats, or this, people are healing from this, so somebody goes off the deep end. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, why not fucking sit in joy? Like, and I know, Yanko, you'll sit here and say, well, joy gets boring, right? We wanna, and maybe that's true. What do you learn from joy? But for me, I'm like, I feel no compulsion to eat shit anymore. I really don't. Like, I love having great relationships with the people I have great relationships with. I love being able to, I don't know, just be me. So why is it, and what is it about the human experience that causes us to be like, oh, this feels too good, I'm gonna fuck shit up now?
Well, I think of a little talk that I watched in Alan Watts when he was talking about it, starting with like, imagine you can go and sleep and dream as long as you want to dream. Like you can dream for 20 years, 30 years, spend a time, whole lifetimes and lifetimes when you go to sleep, and you
Yeah.
have to play all the characters, and you can have the perfect life that you always wanted to have. And you do on that one dream, you get the perfect life. But then after a while, you keep doing that every night when you go to sleep, and then it gets boring, and you decide to spice it up a little bit and surprise yourself with something else. I mean, it's still good, but you still keep doing that stuff until you get to a point where you're like, I really want to surprise myself. So I want to go in and sleep, but I forgot that I'm sleeping. So I can surprise myself in a way that it's going. And then that's what happens. You flip from the one side to the other side, and you get to have the human experience. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just interesting. And so for me, witness a lot of people struggle, in that experience of suffering and anxiety and the character that I most often play within my workspace is supporting people to give themselves permission to break free from that suffering, because I know what it's like to be there, and I know you don't have to. It takes work. I tell everybody all the time, like, if you end up working with me, it's fucking work. And not only is it work, I'll fire you if you don't do it. And it's not because I don't care. It's because I'm not interested in watching people repeat the same cycle that caused them to reach out to me in the first place and say they want to change. You know what I mean? So, but in that work, God damn, does life get yummy and delicious and good and like just fun. Like it's just fun. I have the opportunity to hang out with my teenage daughters today, and they're actually excited about it. They're not like, "Ugh, I need my mom to take me shopping, and I need, you know what I mean?" And tomorrow I get to celebrate my beautiful love with Nana, who turns 37, and we're gonna go sing karaoke and dress up as ridiculous, whatever it is we want to dress up as. I think we're gonna be a king and queen of pop because I do believe that, or maybe we'll be two kings, whatever. And then, yeah,
Whatever.
like it just gets fun, guys. It gets fun.
I know. I forgot about that. I saw that announcement for the party on social media.
Yeah.
For all your fans out there, if you haven't gone to one of those, you should definitely go.
They're gonna sing back karaoke. And for anybody out there who wants to come, it's in Auburn, Massachusetts at Young Shins, and karaoke starts at 9, but we'll be there at 8 celebrating Nana. It's just a good vibe. Nana and I don't drink alcohol, so we really try to give people an opportunity to come enjoy life without consuming alcohol or external drugs of any sort if they don't want to. And if you want to drink, by all means, do that too. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm here to Nana and I are here to create spaces where people just feel safe to be themselves, whatever that looks like, and know they're not going to be judged, and that they can have fun and make a fool of themselves and just be silly and weird and unique and meet other people who are like looking for that same experience.
That's so
Yeah,
wonderful.
it is.
I remember when I stopped drinking alcohol, it was weird because like everybody that I hang up with, I'll go visit somebody here and they'll have a drink, and I'll be like, I don't need to have a drink to have fun. Like I can have soda or something and still have fun. And they'd be like, yeah, you went all crazy and you're kind of like those monks or whatever. First of all, you stop doing this in meditation, and now you're not drinking alcohol. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing is, one, I love a good IPA, man. I love a hoppy beer. And once in a great
Mm.
while, if I'm inspired, I'll drink a fucking beer. I don't say I won't do anything ever because I have no fucking idea what the universe will bring to me. But I know that I
The
love
universe will
having,
challenge you. Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
I I love,
This what you want? Okay, let's.
yeah. But it is interesting because going back to the show Shrinking, right? Like these are all fucking therapists. And it's so funny because,
Wow,
I am
therapists on
well known,
TV, like therapists,
exactly.
like
I'm
me and
well
you being
known for
therapists.
like,
No,
I
that's
feel
not.
like, whatever. Anyway, the whole point is it's like in every episode, it's them grabbing beers and stuff. And it's just such a pervasive part of our societal experience now that people don't even think about doing, parties or going to a bar or singing karaoke or dancing or whatever without that experience. And again, guys, I'm not here to say it's right or wrong, good or bad. If it floats you both, let it float, I just think that we get to decide what and how fun looks for us. And when we experience or consider a different perspective, fun may not be waking up feeling like total shit the next day because you drank too much and you're hungover, which is what I used to do because I'd feel really good. And then I'd wake up and I'd be like, what the fuck? Now I feel like total
Yeah,
dick. And that
yeah.
sucks.
Splitting headache,
Yeah.
thirsty, and body tired. You don't want to do anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no, thank you. No.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
there's time for everything in life. I think this is why we have this experience and we have to do this. Like, when you're young, you want to explore everything and experience everything, and then a certain time, you're like, do I really need that? Maybe no. You have a different experience.
Yeah,
So
and the thing is even, I mean, look, my daughter's 18. She just got we just got her a beach house to celebrate her graduation in June. She's gonna drink. I have no doubt. She'll make her choices, but it's just making an informed choice and trying new things. And my contention is do what feels right for you, not what the crowd is doing. That's a whole thing. We are unique strains of consciousness for a reason. Just because Sally Sue is doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm hanging out with Sally Sue doesn't mean I have to do the same thing as Sally Sue's doing if it doesn't feel good for me. And ask yourself what feels good for you and be okay being the outlier. Be okay not going along with the crowd. And that, is what I believe chasing joy and like living um like for what feels good for you gives you permission to do because the more you experience the fruits of like not worrying about the good opinion of others, the more you realize that that was always supposed to be your experience in the first place.
I think it's very simple if you just find out who you are. And once you know within that you have everything that you need, you're gonna stop chasing everything outside of you.
True.
And it's not gonna sound like something you have to do, but you're just gonna be fine with what you are because you're part of the whole. And there's no need to, like, I had a conversation with somebody about the same thing, like especially with belonging and wanting to be with the crowds and everything. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that you have it within yourself. Like nothing outside of you is going to make you anything more. You're not lacking anything. Being in a crowd or anything. And when you come from that perspective, the whole game changes. Everything changes. Yeah.
Well, that's why I encourage people to be brave enough to do shit by themselves. Do you know why Nana and I work so well? We spend a lot of time alone, like individually. Nana spends a lot of time by himself. I spend a lot of time by myself. We choose to do life with each other because we enjoy each other's company. But again, the reality is I really am my own favorite person. And that goes above like my children, above Nana, because I enjoy being with myself. I make myself laugh. I make myself cry. I make myself angry. But I have access to everything I need by
When
myself
you need
in
it.
the chair.
Yeah, when you need it, it's right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
people
I had somebody, like, I had a friend that said, "I wish I can crack myself like you do," and I said, "Well, why not? Like, you can crack yourself anytime you want to."
yeah,
Like, the same way you don't wanna be, you wanna be miserable and you do it yourself. I mean, you have access to all those things, so I mean, it's your choice.
but it does take giving yourself permission to have a different experience, and for whatever the fuck reason, people have a hard time challenging their own belief systems and giving themselves permission to have a different experience, like, especially play. I can't even tell you how many people tell me, "Oh, I love that you sing." Billy and I, right? My youngest daughter and I were waiting for our food at a pizza shop yesterday, and we both started singing. We're singing in the pizza shop, with all these people, we don't care. And people are like, "Oh, I love that you can do that. I just can't do that." And I'm like, "Well, why not?"
Why not?
Of course you can. Well, people might judge me. So what? People might judge me.
Sure,
I just don't
yeah.
care.
But the reality of things is that people are so much in their heads, they don't even know what's going on around them. And that's the
So
other
true.
deception, that people think like, oh, people are going to start, staring at me and judge me and do all that. You think people have all this time to go around and judge you? I mean, they have better things to do in their head. So much going on.
Yeah, and if they are judging you, they're judging themselves anyway, so you already know they're in their own, you know what I mean? Like, I was at the gym with one of my daughters who is rehabbing her ankle, and so a couple of the moves that we were doing in a class were really challenging for her. And I looked at her and I said, "All these people, they don't matter. What matters is you're showing up working on what you want to build strength in." And you
Yeah.
like and I'll be honest, at the gym, particularly, I work out a lot with my eyes closed. I really do. If like I'm locked into doing a set of something, I because it prevents me from losing focus of what it is I want to keep my attention on, right? Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of noise around me. The people are doing this. I get to look at really, you know, uh, people who are putting in work, but our mind is sloppy, and I know that, so I just close my eyes, and
Oh
so
yeah,
that's
because we're like visual most of the time. Most of the
yeah,
people are, and that's one of the things when you want to go within and like keep focus. You shut everything off and just concentrate. Plus,
uh,
it gives you ability. At least to me, I can't speak of you, but to me, it gives me a way to like hone in on the body and drop in the body more and feel the muscles, so I don't strain anything.
yep,
Give me a better way to like feel where things are going.
yeah,
So,
a
yeah.
100%. So it's just again giving yourself permission and not like letting go of the good opinion of anybody else and all the stories. Guys, I can't even tell you how many people thought my business was going to fail, that told me endlessly what I had to do to create a successful business. I got to write an action plan and bleh. I did nothing that anybody told me to do. And I got to tell you, I love my business and it's pretty successful. So, and it's successful because one, it brings me joy. Two, it affords me the opportunity to care for my family. Three, it's like holding space for people, which I love. So, and that's the other thing is I deem what's successful. Like, what is success? Success is whatever the fuck you want it to be. And success for me is, do I like what I'm doing? And if I don't do it. That's why certain people I've worked with in the past, I'm like, oh, I don't like working with you. Well, I'm not going to work with you anymore. And I don't.
Yeah. The freedom of being a small business owner or business owner, maybe even large, you get to decide how you want to do it. Gives you all the freedoms. Yeah. I mean, to me, it was kind of the same thing. It gives me the freedom, and sometimes when I have the background, or to see like what it is to work for somebody and working for yourself, it's kind of like a reminder of like, oh, this is why you want to do this. No, I get it. I forgot about that.
Well,
Yeah.
to be a small business owner takes an incredible backbone because not for nothing, but this is what I equate as a small business owner, a stay-at-home mom, or somebody who's just starting at the gym a first time or going into their passion and starting it for the first time. The results are not immediate, and it takes a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. But more importantly, it takes having an unshakable faith in what it is you offer or what it is you're creating. And when you believe in yourself that much, you have to succeed. It doesn't look and happen usually the way we want, because I gotta tell you, yeah, I've been a business owner for 6 years, and it took me years to be able to be like, damn, I'm like achieving what it is I set out for myself. But I never wavered on the belief that I would be capable of being successful and I could create what it was that felt right for me. Same as like a stay-at-home mom, like or a stay-at-home parent, right? Because men do it too. Stay at home. That I feel like that is one of the most rewarding and selfless things you could do because you never get instant gratification. You clean the house, the kid comes behind you and fucks it all up. Like you got to believe that like your effort is worth it, even if you don't see the fruits of your
But
labor.
that goes back to what we started the show with, that you wear many hats.
Yep.
And I yesterday I was walking in the park and I listened to some talks by Ram Dass, and sometimes that kind of brings me joy, and entertains me. And he was talking about how he was journaling in the last years of his father's death, when he was around him and helping him. And he was saying, one day I am the guy that feeds him, and the next day I am the house cleaner, and the next day, and the moods are changing and everything is changing, and nothing is stagnant. It's the point. um, Everything moves, everything changes, and just the perception, it's the thing that sometimes you get stuck into little things and you just focus yourself on it.
Well, and that's the other thing I would say is, hang on, I'm gonna an
That's why I
experience.
was kind of like reading.
Walmart. I went for milk and there was none, and I came out and said, "Where are the crowds?" Not only did I laugh, but others walked away, went back later, and said they must have found the cows. This beautiful lady says, "Moo." I laughed my ass off and got my milk. Felt so good to do this. Yeah, man, we take life too seriously, man. We
Yeah.
do. Like the other 2 days in a row. Okay. I have my coffee. I'm low on my coffee. I have Bustelo, but I have my Starbucks, like my coffee, and I'm like sticking it in the coffee pot. And I'm like, "Choo," and I shut it, but I never put the filter in correctly. So all the coffee, and then I just sat there. I'm like, well, that happened. And I just had to laugh. I could be
but
just
it was funny, right? You're
so
laughing at
funny.
this
I'm
whole
like,
thing.
damn. And then I did the same thing the very next day and I had to laugh. And I'm like, well, I guess I was meant to have this experience again. But that's the thing is when we just allow ourselves to experience life and we don't make up a story, you just flow through it much more quickly.
Yeah, this is one of the surprises I was talking about. Like when I wanted to be surprised, and sometimes I'm surprised, and I'm like, "Wow, now I have something." When you said with the coffee, I was doing pancakes with the little guy, and we're doing the whole thing, and he's like next to me, and we're pouring the butter in the pan and everything. And I don't know what I did. I got sidetracked, and I wanted to flip it, but it was still like raw on the top, and then I lost balance and the whole thing went flying, and then the thing flopped on the floor and everything splattered around the shelvings, and it was all batter everywhere. And I was like, I wanted a surprise, but that's a little too much, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of stuff. So, but it was funny. I was kind of like you. I started to laugh because I'm like, again, I wanted the surprise, and I'm like, this is guy who surprised me. I mean, okay.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, that's what like it's so interesting. You know, I was watching something and this individual is saying, I need routine. I need structure. It keeps me safe. It keeps
It keeps
me,
you in the loop. It
but
keeps you in a
that's the thing.
comfortable
That's not
zone.
fucking
Yeah.
reality. You know, that's not reality. I could never have imagined flying into Qatar, right? Coming out of Qatar and then Qatar getting bombed. Like, but I don't freak out about that stuff. I just witness it and I ask myself, and this goes to quantum physics, guys, like theology, quantum physics, science, everything is saying the same thing, is that we can change our external reality if we change our internal results. And that's why I always work with people. What do you need to do to find peace? What do you need to do to experience joy? Because once you do that, enough people who do that, we won't see crazy shit. Like, or whatever shit that like you don't want to experience externally. But we are like, oh nope, I'm gonna do the same thing over and over. I'm right, you're wrong, this is good, this is bad, and then we just keep cycling the same narrative throughout history and
Yeah,
wondering
and expect
why
different results.
expecting different results. It cracks me up.
Yeah, keep looping through and say, well, why is this not changing? Let me think about it.
100%.
It's hard question.
Yep, real talk. But anyway, I am gonna dip early because I am excited to go spend the day with my daughters. So
Oh,
is there
that's
any
wonderful.
pressing thing you want to share with the listening audience before we roll
No,
out?
I had so much fun. I love the audience. I love you guys. Thank you for, coming up and chatting with us, sending us your thoughts, and participating in the live stream. That's always wonderful. Gets us excited,
It
keeps us
does.
going. Yeah. So we appreciate you guys.
It's an energetic exchange, and we're honored to share in this time and space energy with you. And next week, we'll be here to shoot the shit about whatever comes to mind then.
Yeah. I'm going to the Mind Body Soul Expo this weekend. So I'm excited and I'll tell you how it was.
I love that. I'm
All
going to
right.
sing karaoke, and what else am I going to do? I have no idea, but I'll let you know when I know.
Wonderful. All right.
Keep being
All right,
awesome,
guys.
guys. So much love to you all.